Hi sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sin. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash that subscribe button and turn on your notification so you are notified each time I upload, and please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all, and I am saying massive shout out to every one of you for all the love and support you all give me here. I am truly grateful. Thank you all so much. You all are so sweet. So today we'll be talking something very important, and it's about Columbus County rate the season sheriff whose audio leaked. I mean, this is just a very horrible one, and I don't know how you are gonna listen to it, but some people will be like, yo, we know how they treat us and all that. And this video, like, and the audio is just like circulating everywhere on TikTok. And I was like, I am definitely bringing this here, so you all will be very careful. Sometimes you all, like see how Black people lose their job, or how some certain things are happening to Black people, and you are asking what it's going on. It's actually someone there, someone on the ground doing the underground work, and you all do not know. I mean, this county was caught on tape calling Black people, using horrible word, not even the N word, and saying that he's going to sweep away all the Black people in his life. He's going to wipe all of them away and all that. I mean, this audio is really very horrible. I am not going to lie to you. And I don't understand how people that are supposed to seek, people that are supposed to be there for the citizens are the ones making life really hard for citizens, right? You all, I see reason why when cops pull Black people over, they are very scared. I do not blame anyone that is being scared, because this one is good enough, to be scared. And I keep asking myself, why do human beings have to do something like this to their fellow human being? Because I don't see how somebody would do this. And even the Black man he is working with, he has worked with this Black man for 30 years. And this man said, I never knew that his heart is this evil. Stay put to the screen. I'm just rolling this clip. We'll come back to talk about it. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. And straight up, I am rolling the clip.
Every Black that I know, you need to fire him to start with. He's a snake.
Of Columbus County.
That's the voice of Columbus County Sheriff Jody Green. An incredible phone call caught on tape talking about his African-American employees.
WECT just obtained a copy of that call, and we have now learned the FBI has opened an investigation into allegations of obstruction of justice at the Columbus County Sheriff's Office. Investigative reporter Ann McAdams has this exclusive story and joins us now with that recording. Ann?
Fran, on one end of the phone is current Columbus County Sheriff Jody Green. On the other end is Jason Souls, the man who previously served as interim sheriff while officials settled a dispute over the 2018 election. We should warn you, there is some graphic language in this call. Sheriff Green says, quote, he is sick of these Black bastards and that every Black he knows needs to be fired.
If I had to fire every mother out, guess what? I'm tired of this. They ain't happening no more. No God.
That's the voice of Columbus County Sheriff Jody Green. He won his seat by 34 votes in an election that was so highly contested he'd been temporarily removed from office while officials settled the election disputes. That was the setting the night Green called acting Sheriff Jason Souls, saying their office had a snitch.
Immediately after being appointed the interim sheriff, started to get a lot of phone calls from Jody late at night. And this one particular phone call that we received, he made the comment that he hated Democrats. And then he said, I take that back, I hate a Black Democrat. And I knew right at the end, I was like, wow, this is coming from the sheriff. And I had to start recording those conversations.
Former Sheriff Lewis Hatcher was the first African-American ever to serve as sheriff in Columbus County. Green says on the call he's specifically concerned that people in his office are leaking information to Hatcher and Melvin Campbell, another African-American officer Green fired shortly after taking office.
It's stopping. Tomorrow's gonna be a new day. I'm still the mother sheriff, and when I'll go up there and fire my goddamn self. black bastards. They think I'm scared. That's stupid.
It gets worse. After the sheriff explains that he's getting phone records from Verizon to trace anyone in his office who's called Campbell or Hatcher, he lets Souls know the plan.
We'll get the snake's head off. Period. And Melvin Campbell's the biggest snake as Louis Hatcher ever dared to be. Every black that I know, you need to fire him to start with. He's a snake.
Former Sergeant Melvin Campbell said he was so surprised when he heard this recording of the sheriff talking like this about him, he had to listen to it twice. Before taking the job at the sheriff's office, Campbell, who received the Order of the Longleaf Pine from the governor, spent 30 years as a highway patrol officer under Jody Green's supervision.
And I worked with him, and it kind of shocked me. You know what I mean? That came out of his mouth. I thought we was friends. But with friends like that, who needs enemies?
In the months that followed, the only 2 black members of Sheriff Green's command staff were demoted or fired. Souls says ever since making that recording, he's been working to bring it to the attention of county commissioners, court officials, the Attorney General, and the SBI over concerns that the county's most powerful law enforcement leader had a bias against black people.
And I was told to just keep documenting everything that happens so that we would have a paper trail of it, and we did.
But Souls said no matter who he and his supporters turned to, nothing happened. Souls is now running against Green for sheriff and doesn't want people to think his actions are politically motivated. But he says people need to know the real Jody Green.
And I didn't want to do this to begin with. You know, I wanted help. I wanted to do it the right way. And I have reached out to everyone that I know to reach out to. I've even tried to get to the governor. You know, I started at the bottom with the commissioners and worked all the way to the top, to the AG's office and the governor's office. But I just can't seem to get any help.
Warning. This is absolutely horrifying, but I have to share it. McCurtain Gazette first reported this. This is from Oklahoma sheriffs, a secret recording about them hanging journalists and complaining that they can't lynch black people the way they used to be able to 20 years ago.
If it was back in the day, would Alan Marshall take a damn blackjack, whoop their ass and throw them in the cell? I'd run for fucking sheriff.
Yeah. Well, it's not like that no more.
I know. I'd take them down here on Mud Creek and hang them up with the damn rope.
Yeah.
But you can't do
And
that.
the thing about it is,
they got more rights than we got.
And that's the thing about it. 20 years ago, I would have done something like that. 20 years ago, I wasn't in a political position. You know?
They're insignificant in my life.
Yes.
Really, they bring.
The old saying is, you know,
What goes around goes around.
It will. I told you it will.
Yeah.
I know where 2 big deep holes are if you ever need them. Yeah, but the thing of it is, you know,
We actually told the truth.
I've known 2 or 3 hitmen that are very quiet guys
Yeah,
and would cut no fucking mercy.
yeah.
This is actual white supremacy, and there is no doubt from their own words that they want nothing more than to unalive black people and to unalive journalists. While the governor of Oklahoma has called on these officials to resign, here's my question. How many lives were destroyed during their time in service? Why did nobody ever find out that they had these horrific and racist views? Where is the accountability, and how do you reform this? The Columbus County, North Carolina sheriff has been outed as an avowed white supremacist and is far worse than you think. Listen to this.
Every black that I know, you need to fire him to start with. He's a snake.
That's the voice of Columbus County Sheriff Jody Green. An incredible phone call caught on tape talking about his African-American employees.
Oh no, we're just getting started. It gets far worse.
If I had to fire every mother out there, guess what? I'm tired of this. It ain't happening no more. No goddamn more.
Former Sheriff Louis Hatcher was the first African American ever to serve as sheriff in Columbus County. Green says on the call he's specifically concerned that people in his office are leaking information to Hatcher and Melvin Campbell, another African American officer Green fired shortly after taking office.
And Melvin Campbell's the biggest snake as Louis Hatcher ever dared to be. Every black that I know, you need to fire him to start with. He's a snake.
And so if all that wasn't bad enough, Melvin Campbell worked with this racist officer for 30 years and even considered him a friend.
And I worked with him, and it kind of shocked me. You know what I mean? That came out of his mouth. I thought we was friends.
In the months that followed, the only 2 black members of Sheriff Green's command staff were demoted or fired.
And so the final kicker is that all of this is public knowledge, Yet this white supremacist sheriff still has a job and is still not dropping out of his campaign for re-election.
About a week ago, there was a news article about a sheriff in North Carolina caught on tape saying that he was going to clean out his department. How, you ask? He was going to fire all the black officers, use some racially charged language, clearly aimed at only the black people. And that reminds me of a study or a news article some years back when somebody got a hold of a bunch of Facebook posts and Facebook pages from the Philadelphia police, a group of them, and just the virulent racism in those posts, in those comments, with real consequences, talking about stopping black people illegally, beating them up, again, for no reason, and therefore illegally. And it just reinforces the need for accountability. It reinforces the history of racism in America's policing, and it's got to change. Please go to fairfightinitiative.org for more information and to donate.
What's up, everybody? Y'all know who I am, David, aka Preacher Man. I just want to get to the topic real quick. First off, you guys, look at this sheriff right here. He is the sheriff of Columbus County here in North Carolina. This sheriff, out of his mouth, talked about how he was going to fire all blacks or whatnot in telephone conversations. Now, as you guys can see, he's under investigation, I guess, if that's what they're going to do. But I want to tell the sheriff, and I hope that he do see this. Let me tell you guys, and let me tell you something, sir. If that's how your professionalism is, and that's how you feel about black people, then this is all I'm going to say. Don't take our tax dollars and pay your salary with it. Give that money back to the black community, since that's how you feel. And another thing is, if a black person would have said the same exact thing you said, the investigation would have been completed by now. But you're a white fella, and that's how the white investigators are going to treat you, as such. Now, I'm under no illusion that the comments you made, you meant. I'm under no illusion. I'm also under no illusion that those folks around you, okay, don't respect what you said, because a lot of them are just like you, especially in that Columbus County area. Now, as a black citizen, that don't scare me and it don't faze me. But what you said was unprofessional. And if that's how leadership is in America, then we lost leadership. If that's how leadership is in the sheriff's department in Columbus County, I can only imagine what all the other officers who are white that's in the position you're in think of us too as a black American. I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't care to know, but you need to go get you some help. You really need to seriously go get yourself some help, because one thing about, and that's for sure, don't know your beliefs, don't really care to know your beliefs. But I'm the type of person who believes in a God that's bigger than you. And if that's how you feel, don't ask God for mercy no more in your life. Don't ask him for nothing else. Because obviously you're a powerful person, quote unquote, to make that statement. But you made a statement to someone you thought you trust, or someone you thought was like-minded like you. At the end of the day, behind the scenes, you showed your true colors. At the end of the day, you're going to be who you want to be and who you are, because those people that put you in power, they just like you down there in Columbus County, North Carolina. Part two. So the news not going to hype this up. They're not going to push this agenda. If it was a black man that had said this about these white people or about whites that work up under him, man, this thing would have been on CNN. This would have hit worldwide news. But because it's a white individual, as y'all can see, man, it's like this. Shh, don't tell on a white man. That's how it is. This guy blatantly made a dang on comment. And then he said, I will not resign as the sheriff of Columbus County. All right. I will continue to serve no matter the allegations or rumors. Thank you all for the concerns and support. Now, as you know, if a man can say something like this in his county and you don't hear nothing on TV about blacks going down there to NAACP making a stance or anything, you know that's really what that town was about. All right. And I'm under no illusion about these towns. A lot of small towns like this one have these leaders in who are part of these damaging organizations such as the Ku Klux Klan and everything else. And they get in power and leadership. Then they pulling people over who are black African Americans or black people in general. And they get out and they treat them like they nothing. Then then the black person's on the news getting slaughtered by these animals. Yes, these animals. And I said, and I meant what I said. It's an animal because their mentality is they, for some reason, can't have this issue with God. If you don't like me because I'm black, man, talk to God about it. God, the one that created me. But at the end of the day, they won't do that. Now, the next thing is, I know the NAACP did get involved and had to basically, put their efforts and their whole thing in. Why did they have to get involved? And I'm only asking because if this is what true leadership is, and I mean true leadership within the Sheriff's Association and the Sheriff Department down there, what's the problem? Why is this guy still leading the way? So that just lets me know that you guys down there in Columbus County, not only is this guy a clown, y'all got other clowns sitting up amongst y'all. And if that's how y'all gonna allow your citizens and a lot of people that stay in that county to be treated, I mean, y'all got a serious issue and a serious problem that you guys need to fix. And that's just being real, all right? Because for some reason, people today don't want to keep it real. And I'll say this right here, man. That's why a lot of older white people have the issues they have with us younger black people. Because what y'all did back then, y'all do that stuff now, we turn the tables upside down. And y'all know y'all don't like that. So why would you even say or call black folks bastards out your mouth? I hope he sees this, man. I hope he replies. Don't let none of your spokespeople reply. You reply yourself. That's what I'm hoping. Because if you a man can say it, be a man to
TikTok took this post down. I'm putting it right back up. This man is Jody Green. Jody Green is the sheriff in Columbus County, North Carolina. And if you don't remember what Jody Green did, this is what he did. It probably sounded something like this. Look here, souls. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm sick of these black bastards. Every black that I know, I'm getting them off that force. You can best believe it. Trust me when I tell you, I'm sick of these blacks. And what made this story so crazy is Jody Green resigned. But guess what happened? The people of Columbus County, North Carolina, voted him back in. This is the kind of stuff Jody Green was saying. This is the type attitude that this man had. He came in, he fired all the black people that worked under him, made his staff completely white. The man resigned, and the people of the county voted him right back in. Not only did he commit racial slurs, he actually had committed sexual assault on somebody that worked for him. And
So this is all we got from this video, and now you see why some people lose their job without even knowing why they lost their job. And I mean, the whole thing is just a big mess. I won't lie to you. And you also see why when black people are being pulled over by cops, you see why they are scared. Now, let me tell you also, I think I have said this in several times. The worst department, the most racism department is police department. And the fact that this black man has worked with this man for 30 years or more is another thing. I mean, so he has these evil thoughts that he's been keeping in his mind. I mean, he's been nurturing this for how many years? I mean, calling black people some stupid words and saying he's going to clean up the whole department. I mean, so it means if you're a black person, trust me, you ain't getting in there. And then what kind of people is he going to employ? He's going to employ the his kind of people, I mean, people that are racism like him, so that, you know, you see why, you know, there is one thing that I did sometime where a cop, the only people he pulls over are black people, and he just gives them ticket without even anything. So he has pulled over like 1,000 something people or more, which are only black, and a little few Hispanics or colored people. And this shows how deep the hate is, because I don't see how someone will wake up to do something like this. It's only when you are evil. I mean, when you have like your heart is not clean towards the other people. And the fact that black people have always been at the receiving end is something that, like, you know, that is hard to swallow. I mean, people that did not do anything to you, they did not hurt you, they did not do anything to you, but all you want to do is just look for a way to, like, you know, harm them, to make their life not good. You don't want their life to be good. You don't want anything good coming their way and all that. And that sucks. I mean, this is 2023. I think we can do better as human beings, because I don't see how you are going to treat someone, human being, this bad, and you think it is gonna be okay with you. I mean, there is, okay, one day for the thief, every day for the thief, one day for the owner. Just look at how this one opened up. And this is how all of them, I mean, all of them in that department that are doing horrible things to black people, this is how they are gonna be exposed. Because, like, how do people do something like this? Really, it's so hard for me to understand, because I don't understand it. How you wake up and you want to just be evil. This is why I'm going to draw the curtain. Thank you all so much for the support. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.